What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the Last Flight Show. I'm your host, Jake Klein. Joining me today is Brock Rolsten and Matthew Hicks, owner of Last Flight Calls. We've got some pretty touchy topics to talk about today, but we also have a lot of good information coming from Brock. Brock is a well-experienced turkey hunter, and we're getting into that time to where turkey hunting is opening up for our youth tomorrow morning, and then we've got another week before it opens up for us, but this is the perfect time to start into the actual turkey talks of things, and no better guest to have than Brock with us. What we're going to talk about today is we're going to start with the duck, as we always do. Not a whole lot of information from the duck now.
Yeah, he's still chilling.
Yeah.
Which I just saw there's like 8 or 10 spoonies out here in this flooded field. I know they're on their way north.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's not moving.
Dude, we had so many weird different birds show up when all that flooding happened, because Ashley sent me a picture of these ducks. She's like, what are those? Like, I've never seen those before, and they were spoonies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But she's never, after we're done with talking a little bit more about the duck, it's really not going to be a whole lot because, like I said, it hasn't done much.
All the other ducks were moving around, but he is not.
Yeah. So
I don't know what they put that GPS tracker on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could have been a goat. I don't know.
A goat. Well, there for a while, it didn't move very far.
He's hardly moving.
We got a picture of our duck. So.
That's true.
There's some old lady out there just throwing bread out.
He's
like,
I
ain't going anywhere.
I'm now a local.
There's a local park here that they've got like a doghouse out there, and the ducks just live in that doghouse. So, but anyway, then we're going to hit a couple topics. I'm going to go over the topics right now, and then we're going to go into detail in the show. But we're going to talk about reaping and Brock's stance on reaping.
He loves it. He's a big reaper.
We're going to talk about the season dates, calling to a turkey on a limb, and then we're going to end it with some shooting jakes and what the stance is on that in situations. And then at the end of the episode, we're going to talk about one or two if Brock can't figure out one specific favorite turkey hunt. So, but with all that being said, do you guys have anything before we get this ball rolling?
Let's get to it.
All right, we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Last Flight Show, brought to you by Last Flight Calls and Gear. This episode starts now.
And we're back.
And we're back. That worked out last time too, because I just used it.
Right?
All right, guys, welcome back to the episode. Like I said in the intro, we have Brock with us and Matt. Brock, why don't you go ahead and take the mic and just kind of let everybody know who you are and your experience turkey hunting.
Yeah, so Brock Rolsten, Ohio guy, northwestern part of the state. Lived down in Columbus for a little bit. Picked up a turkey hunting bug early age. Actually won a little hunt in junior high, something like that. It was like a local NWTF chapter, kind of put some stuff on together, and I got it, and just ever since been ate up with it year after year, developing skills and stuff like that. So kind of travel a little bit here and there, go out my buddy's out in Kansas a little bit, down a couple Tennessee, Indiana, stuff like that, close by, whatever. So yeah, in springtime I'm out chasing as much as I can and whatnot. So I got a job that's pretty flexible for the most part in springtime. I can't just skip out every day and go out, but I can get out and get a couple hours in the morning or whatnot. So just a run and gun style turkey hunter or whatever. So ate up with it. Don't know everything, obviously. Nobody ever will. Turkeys, that's one thing with them. They'll teach you more lessons than what you'd like. But that's a quick little overview about it or whatever. So
Would you say turkey hunting's like because you're a huge deer hunter?
Yeah, I deer hunt.
Like waterfowl hunting.
Yep, I deer hunt quite a bit. Started waterfowl hunting 6 years ago, something like that. I deer hunt pretty hard. But like I said, just the turkey, just something about them.
That's your number one?
Yeah, it's not even.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife might say differently. During deer season, I'm out gone every day.
You probably spend a lot more time waterfowling and deer hunting than turkey hunting.
Yeah, turkey hunting, it's just it's a month.
Yeah,
maybe
month
and
and
a half. Thing. Like you've got a certain amount of a month to make something happen.
Yeah, and then if you're any good or decently good, you're shooting your one bird, and then boom,
in the first few days, and then you're
done. Yep.
Yeah.
That's where I like to try to go out with
you got-
other guys or
Yeah.
something like that, and
Just
tag
to
along,
extend the
a little
season,
bit.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
travel. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's my favorite part about filming and just at least just tagging along to be a photographer or a videographer is just that I still get to experience the hunts. Dogs back here.
It's
Good dog.
But I still get to turkey hunt. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
And so and I know you do some photography as well.
Yeah, a little bit. I started carrying a camera around a little bit. iPhones, just don't do it
Right,
justice.
exactly.
So, yeah, I picked up a camera a couple years ago and shoot a little bit here and there, or whatever. So, yeah, I enjoy that aspect of it. So,
Yeah, Brock actually helped me get started in the Sony gang.
I mean, I don't
Really?
know. I don't know if I'd say I helped. I mean, I had one, and you had.
I was playing with it,
Yeah,
and then
and I was
like
like,
2
oh,
weeks
it's-
later, I bought one because I was like, I gotta have something like that.
Yeah,
So you're the reason that Matt's the way that he is.
He's
What's
definitely
that?
the reason I went
Just
Sony.
Sony guy.
Sony?
Yeah, Sony mirrorless.
What are you shooting with right now?
873.
Okay.
So just plain old OG.
Yeah.
From maybe a little outdated now compared to some. I mean, I don't keep up with the, what's the
Oh,
brand
yeah.
new and all that. I mean, Matt's
Yeah.
getting a new camera
Matt
every
gets it every year.
every week. Oh, I got my new camera. He's got 5 of them laying around here somewhere. I mean, I got my trusty dusty one. I had to get had to get it repaired here a couple years ago. I had a bull. I was actually filming at a rodeo and had a bull smoke it with its tail and just fry the inside. So I had to send it all back and get all new stuff,
crazy.
whatever. Yeah. So
What did it cost less to have it repaired?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
How much was it to repair it? Like $500 or?
Yeah, I mean it was.
Yeah.
I mean it was like half the price of a new
Sure.
one. They said they'd get it back, so
Yeah.
we'll rock with
I
it.
did that.
But then I guess realistically, there's nothing wrong with the cosmetic wise with the
Right.
body. You got a brand new camera.
Yeah,
Then.
I had it like in a I had it in a small or a one of them body cage things, or whatever. So that.
Oh,
kinda-
yeah.
That helped it.
Yeah.
Not. I mean, oh dude, that bull tail hit me so hard. Oh, I thought I broke my hand and everything.
Jeez.
It hit hard. Yeah, there was somebody else filming with just a phone, and they had it on camera, and it was like, that's me freak out. I'm like, what the heck? And I'm looking at my camera, and it's like just dead, like nothing's on it. I'm like, well, that sucks. And so,
That's wild.
yeah, but no, I take that around with me still, and shoot a
Eric,
little bit here and there.
Eric's joining the Sony gang.
Is he really?
He sure is.
Finally putting down the Canon.
He sent his lens back to Canon to get fixed. Then he's gonna sell it to some poor soul.
Some poor soul.
So
What's he gonna get? Does he know?
he wants what I have, I think.
Ooh,
So
big
I
money.
mean, he's wanting to drop like $7,000 out the gate.
real big money.
Yeah, that's just the way he is, though.
Is he gonna get that
Farmers.
new 800 millimeter, or is he gonna get the 2-6?
No, I don't know what he's gonna do. I think he's definitely getting like
He may not even get a big lens.
he likes
like
the 400.
Yeah.
That's what he likes. That's what he's sending back to Canon to get fixed. He broke it somehow, but I was trying to get him to get the 70 to 200 that I have,
Yeah.
and the camera I have, which he wants all that, but he liked the 400 for reach.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, you can crop in a lot more too on this. So it's like I don't know, take and give
Yeah.
in different ways, I guess. You
And
know
I,
what I mean?
I feel like for what he does too, that the 70 to 200 is like the perfect focal range,
Yeah.
especially with the quality that
Yeah.
he's going to get. But
Yeah, unless you're doing like duck portrait photography, you
Right,
don't need a
right,
long
right.
lens, really.
Yeah.
Or turkey portrait photography. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You
yeah.
don't really need it.
Yeah.
But everything else is like 70, 200, you're good.
all right, let's get back on track here, boys.
We are on track.
Cameras. Start
Let's
talking about cameras.
let's if we start talking about cameras, Matt will talk all day long.
It's over.
We'll have to change the topic of the podcast.
Go home, Brock.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right, so let's just let's get this out of the way right off of the rip. Okay, you're smiling because you already know what I'm about to bring up.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your stance on reaping turkeys?
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the fan. I guess you
Not
could
a
say.
fan of the fan.
Yeah, let's title that. No, I mean, I don't know. It just takes it away, in my opinion, my style of hunting. I mean, if it is what it is, if someone wants to do it, I mean, have at it. But you ain't gonna find me out there doing it. I'm not gonna be associated with it at all. It's just not my style. I think just too many people. I mean, this might flutter some feathers. But
Let it rip.
I mean,
Yeah, let's do it. Let's hear it.
I mean, guys that normally don't consistently kill birds, like that's their only way that they can kill birds is by doing that. Like they're not going to yelp one in, they're not going to call one in, they're not going to make moves, you know, do all that kind of stuff. They're just going to find a random tom out in the middle of a field, go grab that little thing and go after him. And it takes no skill. I mean, turkey hunting's a gentleman's sport, in my opinion. You know, it's you versus a bird. You know, it's all, you know, it's, you know, you're reversing nature with calling, you know, all that stuff.
And that's another thing I don't think a lot of people understand either.
Yeah.
That's a whole other topic itself. But yeah.
Yep. And like it's a strategic game. It's you versus him. It's woodsmanship. It's all that stuff combined in it. Being able to adapt with you know everything that's happening at that time of the day or time of the year or where that phase is of the bird. That's my way of going about it. Just going grabbing a random fan and going after them and flipping that switch on them. And I think it's detrimental, too, to some of the populations in the areas. Guys aren't as, like, you know, thinking about, you know, if I go out and shoot just one bird, that's, you know, they just go out and kill it, and then there's no other toms around the area, and the hens don't get fully bred out. And a lot of damage, I think, gets done to it. And like I said, if guys do it, they do it, but that ain't going to be.
Just not for you.
I ain't doing it. I'll tell somebody if they are doing it. I don't like it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid of it. Yeah, I mean, I'll just
be a better hunter.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I get it.
That was like a PG way of doing it. I get pretty fired up about it. I mean, I don't care.
To me, like, to relate it to waterfowl, like,
it's jump shooting
it's
waterfowl.
Like jump shooting waterfowl. And it's just like, to me, there's just nothing like.
There's nothing fun about it.
There's nothing fun about it. I don't like eating them that much anyways. Like, you know what I mean? Why do I need to go shoot all these and jump shoot them? And,
you're just killing to kill.
I want to go and set a spread, whatever, trick them, call them in. You know, the game within the game of it all.
Yeah.
I want them at 10 yards. I want to fool them all the way to 10 yards and shoot your heads off.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
That's the beauty of it. You know, it's the same thing waterfowl and turkey hunt. It's the interaction of you versus them, calling, manipulating them, you know, with vocalization and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Outsmarting them that way, not just taking the easy way out
just
of it.
ambushing them.
Yeah.
Like,
just not,
as they're in a ditch 10 foot down. You know what I mean? It's just shooting fish in a barrel. There's there's no skill. There's really no sportsmanship in it. No, I don't care who you are. That's just.
And so here's my thing about it. So I've always been one of those people that have just been like, just hunt your hunt. Like I don't care what you do. Now for me, I don't reap. I've done it one time, and we were in North Carolina. My dad and brother had just shot a double off the roost. We actually just talked about this story this morning, and we went to this other farm, and there was one tom, and there was 3 or 4 jakes, and like 15 hens, and they were all in this big group. And this is kind of what we're going to talk about in a little bit too, with another topic. But what I had done is I didn't have any hen decoys with me. It was too windy. They were not hearing my yelping at all. I mean, their fans were blowing all over the place. There was just no way, and there was no way for me to get to them to make the shot. And so I did. I crawled through the woods, and then I got into a spot on the outside where I knew that they could see. It's not like a reap, but it's made by imminence, but it's got like the half body, and then I put a real turkey fan on it. I'll usually take that and I'll put that in my decoy spread with a lay down hen or just something. But I had crawled out there, but they weren't. They did not react to it. Like when you think of a reap, you think of taking this fan out there, and then these turkeys seeing this, and then beelining straight for you to kick your asses. I mean, that's what I think of when I think of a reap. These birds did not care at all. I mean, you got one tom and 15 hens. You think he cares about? You know what I mean? So, but what had happened was I went out and I stuck it in the ground and I laid on my stomach, and I just took time for all of those birds. The whole flock made their way across the field, and when I shot this tom, there was a hen 3 feet from me, like they were just feeding right next to me. And I'm just laying on the ground. So like stuff like that is something that will get my heart racing, and I'm okay with that. But if you asked me on how I would prefer to typically hunt a turkey, is the old-fashioned. I want to hear that turkey gobbling. I want to see him strut. I want to see him spin. I want to see him come in to my calls and know that I called that turkey in, because like you made a comment about, like, we're reversing nature right now. So and for those of you that don't know, like, a hen is the reason that a turkey gobbles is because to let the hens know where he's at, and that's why he gobbles on the roost. A lot of times he'll gobble from the roost, the hens will fly down and they'll walk to him, and then he'll fly down, and that's why he shuts up, because he's not going to gobble, because he has all of his hens with him. That is nature. That's what's supposed to happen. Yeah. And so what we're doing is trying to reverse that and bring the tom to us.
Yep.
And I would say probably 25% of the time, the tom isn't coming to us because we're calling at him. We're actually at that point talking to the hens. Like, there's been a couple of toms that I've killed that the tom wasn't coming to my calling necessarily. Yeah. It was that I had pissed off the hen that he was running with, and that she had come in to figure out where the heck I was, what hen I was.
She's going to do one of two things. She's coming doing that, or she's going to. Most times they leave. The hen will get fed up with you. And taking my man and rolling out.
But if you've ever seen a pissed off hen, when her cutting and her yelping, it is the wild. I haven't seen a hen strut. It's crazy. But they're just a totally different thing. So
now, the whole I haven't reaped and all that, but like, to me, I feel like, why doesn't the turkey know? Like, you're sitting there behind a fan. Why isn't he like,
it triggers,
look at this idiot?
It triggers something internally in them. Like, they are like, turkeys are smart. Yeah, like, they're smart, but something just triggers in them that.
Well, it's just like any, and we turn on their sex drive and they just get stupid.
Yeah, and it's just they see red, and it's not even like, I mean, it's just like, here they come.
Yeah, and then you can,
because I feel like I would see, there's a guy laying behind this.
Yeah,
there's this fat idiot. Like
when
fan.
Yeah, if you're sitting
in the field,
sitting there normally hunting, like you move a little bit, boom, they pick you up, and
I mean, we're
gone. But yeah, if you throw that fan up, it just like whole different, even like a strut and decoy or something like that. And that's why, even with, a jig decoy or hen decoy, you put them out for young kids or something like that, or new hunter or something like that. That's, you can get away with murder, obviously, because they're coming in, like they go in a trance. They just.
So would you say, like, a strutting tom decoy on a motion thing, same as reaping? Same as reaping?
That's so dumb. It's like them little remote control.
Wouldn't you say it? I feel like that'd be the same as reaping. You're just not behind the fan.
Not technically reaping, because reaping's like when you go to the bird, like you're going across, like covering hundreds of yards.
Okay.
Crawling behind
across a wide open field behind the fan.
It's so dumb. I mean, it is. It's so dumb.
So it's a little different.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I just feel like
a motion decoy, like sitting there in a spread, like whatever, like. Teaches their own on that one too. I don't really use. I don't like. I'll use decoy every once. I will every once in a while. I'll take a lone hen if it's by me, or if it's just myself. But I'm just running and gunning all the time.
Yeah.
I hate carrying more stuff.
More stuff.
Like, throw my vest on, throw a diaphragm in, throw pot call in, and he gobbles. I'm gonna use the terrain. I'm gonna get around on him, get in a good position, and try to get within 100 and finish him the rest of the way or whatever. And and that whole style there, like he's coming to hunt you. Like, you got to like fire him up, get him, gobbling, and then it's a lot of times it's just you shutting up as calling. He'll sit there one more time. Yep. Don't yelp, don't do nothing, don't give into it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times
it drives him nuts.
Yeah, a lot of times he'll sit there, and then he's either he's gonna come or he's gonna leave, and if he leaves, he'll give you one more.
Yeah.
But if not, you're sitting there waiting for, leaves to be, walking in the leaves, or a little squirrel barking at him, or blue jays caulking at him, or
I was getting ready to bring up
something like that, or
drum.
Or you're sitting there and all of a sudden he gets by you and he's 20 yards on the back side of you, and he just lets out just a and then you're like, oh shoot, now what I gotta do?
I actually scared a turkey away one time because that happened to me. So he was doing the same thing. I actually had. There was a tom that had come in, and normally they walk like at the edge of this woods, and so that's where I'd set up at, because that's where I'd seen him all the time. And the hens and the jakes did, but the tom didn't. He came right back behind me, and I had no clue where he was at until I heard him drum, and then I knew he was getting close, so I knew he was going to come behind me. And the next thing I know, he gobbles, and he had to have been so close that his wingtips were like dragging the tree on the same tree I was on, the trunk behind us, and it scared me. And when it scared me, I jumped like that, and the squirrel ran
didn't
up
know
a
he was
tree.
there?
No, the squirrel ran up a tree and started barking at me. The next thing I know, all the turkeys are gone. But that was like the best thing that could have happened, because as soon as they all went out to the field, and as soon as I belly crawled a hen decoy on that edge, and I stuck that hen decoy on the edge, and that's all it took for him to see was that hen decoy. He's like, okay, there's my girls.
Yep.
And then he came back, not realizing, obviously, that it was a decoy. But yeah, it's just because they're not gobbling their heads off all the way in, which that's what every turkey hunter wants. Like, we want them to gobble all the way in, strut.
They're the same
spin.
guys that are saying, they're hand up, hung up. No, he's just out there. You're giving him what he wants. Every single time you yelp, he's going to gobble. And then you just keep on doing that. He ain't going to. Most times he ain't going to break. You're going to get some that are so fired up and red hot that, they're going to come. But majority of the time, he's just going to stand out there and say, okay, come on with it. Yep.
And
if you don't come and you keep on yelping at him, he's going to smell the rat and turn around.
Especially if he has other hens, like he's not going to leave his hens to go find another hen.
Right.
Like, and so just because he's not gobbling does not mean he's not coming.
Yeah.
So I've had that happen a bunch of times where it's
That's
just
them
we
10
thought,
o'clock birds.
okay, he's gone. We'll wait till 10 o'clock, and when he leaves his hens, we'll kill him, and we'll be busting open honey buns or whatever. And the next thing you know, he just pops out right in front of us, and we're not ready.
Yep. They'll pinpoint you, come right back. To
Oh,
that
it's
same
crazy.
Tree or whatever. They don't forget it. I mean, I was out last year, shot my bird, opener in Ohio last year was like that. 3 of them right off the rip, coming in, got to like 60, 70 yards, whatever. Wouldn't close the deal. They had hens and all that with them. Well, I could hear them all there with them. I was like, I ain't going to mess with you. They just worked off and actually went and checked out a couple of their spots. Didn't strike nothing up. I came back to them like, 10:30. Struck them up. And then 15 minutes later, wham, bam, shazam, here we go. Got one dead. So, that 10 o'clock hour, Ohio going until noon for the first little bit.
Right.
So,
Yep.
But that 10 o'clock, you can do a lot of damage, especially if you don't mess with them a whole lot right in the morning. Let them go do their thing. Let the hens get on the nest. That's better than reaping at that point.
Yeah, because they may not even be that far away either.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, they could be a couple hundred yards away, and the turkey can cover a couple hundred yards in no time.
Yep.
So
do you wait to just go out then?
No.
You go out first light?
I'd go right off. Yeah. I mean, the first portion of the morning, that's going to be your best time or whatever. It's just all part of the experience. I mean, you can kill them anytime or whatever, but if they're henned up, if Tom's got his hens, or even if it's just one hen or 2 hens, whatever, he's gonna be with them, be with her, and then
take some time to get sick of them.
Yeah, well, he just breeds them, and then she goes back to the nest and drops the egg. Then at that point, they're split up, and at that point, he's just
so that's why you say at 10 o'clock. Then
it usually
all that.
So it usually takes a couple hours for all that to kind of that old ritual to go through. And a lot of times, if you don't leave, you just stay with them. You don't call at them or nothing like that. Just mirror them. Stay back 100 yards, 200 yards. Don't gobble or don't yelp at him, nothing like that. Just stay back on him. And if you're sneaky about it, you can stay with them. Once they split, there you go. One yelp at him, here he comes. I mean,
he's ready for the next.
Oh yeah. I mean, he waits all year. It's just like a buck during the rut.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Imagine, 1 month.
Imagine if you only got it one time a year. You know what I mean?
Slamming my head through the wall.
Yeah.
I go a week. I'm slamming my head through the wall.
You'd be screaming and gobbling at everything. No wonder they gobble at a car door.
Yeah, I know.
They're so turned on.
Like these birds,
anything will get me going.
Yeah. So they're the same way. They're trying to get it as much as they can for the short, 3-week window that they got it. So. He's just going to one after another. They're not in committed relationships. He's a numbers game. He's going to get as many as he can get. So, if you can wait him out that's a good little time.
So the only time you're yelping is you do it at the start and then you shut up the whole time normally? Or?
No, I mean I'm yelp. I do a lot. I mean I call all the time. I'm always making some sort of noise. I rarely just start walking through the woods not making noise. When I'm doing that, it's a lot of just little clucks and little
just
whistles and whines
like
and
a turkey.
Just sound like a hen. Because you do that, if you're just walking randomly through, you might, that Tom's going to hear you. If he's out there 80 yards and he might, sound off on you. You never knew he was there, But it, versus you just walking through, and then boom, you jump.
All of a sudden, run into each other.
Yeah. Then he's gone. At least whenever I'm like walking, I'm at least giving myself a chance to, make him sound off, let him know, make him gobble. Yeah. Then you're in the game. But like, and as of like actively like calling at a turkey, I mean, it's all situational.
And then once he gobbles,
whatever.
then do you stop?
I might give him a little bit back. Get him
one time.
Yeah. I mean, just read him to see how much he cuts you off. Sometimes if you're yelping, yelp, and he
I see, because
he gobbles right there. Yeah, and then you get him again, and then
you go silent.
Yeah, sit there, and then he'll.
And he's like, "Where'd she go?
Yeah,
what happened to her?"
Then you can do, you can
move some leaves,
scratch some leaves, do all the little sexy stuff that little whistles and little whistles and whines and all that good fun stuff.
Yeah,
that's where that realism comes in, and you can actually versus just yelping, doing all that fine tuned stuff. That's where.
Do you think they pick up like you're just yelping and this bird's like not crunching leaves and moving like? And then they can pick up and be like, wait, that's a call.
I think it depends on the mood that they're in at that time.
I'm sure it's different with pressured birds and not,
pressure.
Of course.
Yes, 100%.
But, you think they're like, something's not quite right because she's yelping and I don't hear her moving doing anything other than
That's
yelp.
why I'm not just like sitting there in one spot and just, I don't burn the reeds up on it. I mean, give him a little bit and then just do all the simple, small stuff. Break a little realism out of it, and
so you might walk 40 yards and yelp again just to signal she's on the move, or
it just
I guess that situation.
A lot of that depends on just the terrain, the layout of it. What stuff's in between me and him? Is there big, is there big, thick, nasty stuff through there? Or is there a ridge on the backside? Yeah, there's so much.
Where you think he's going to come through to you?
Yep. Try to give him the easiest route to you, and then get on. Like me, I like to be on the side of a tree. Yeah. Like so I can swing because I'm a right-handed shooter, obviously. So like if I think I'm going to be shooting, I'm going to swing over to the right side so I can swing way left. You don't want to be sitting on the front side of that tree. In case he pops up over here to the right, unless you can shoot left-handed, you can't swing over the right. So all that stuff kind of goes into play with it. I'm swinging on the right-hand side, in the shadow side. So if the sun's coming up, bounce over on the west side, get in the shadows if you can. But like I said, all of it really just depends. Sometimes it's just to hit it and here we are.
Yeah.
Like hope it works out. But if you can kind of read what's going on, that's going to help your setups a lot better. But yeah, I mean, I'm not just willy-nilly just cutting through the woods just hoping to strike one. Like that's where you end up like in no man's land. If I come up against like a situation where I'm like, okay, I can put one up here. I can if he gobbles, I got all the good stuff right here. I can sit down here. He's probably going to come right here. Then I might give him a random cut or something like that. But yeah, like I said, it's just turkey hunting, just rolling with the punches.
So you're not trying to strike him up until you are in position yourself.
Yeah, whenever I'm in
favor.
Yeah,
they got pieces to move from.
Correct. Yep.
Gotcha.
Because you have no clue where he's he's at, like where he's gonna gobble from. Like if he gobbles 50 yards away and you just can't see him, then it's like if you're standing there wide open, it's like shit. Now what do I do?
Yep.
Because I can't go nowhere. Because now that turkey's looking in your direction, you can't be moving around. So especially when I take my kids, like I'll tell them like, listen, I'm getting ready to call. If this turkey gobbles, we're going to this tree, or
I gotcha.
Or I'll go close to that tree before I even. And a lot of times, like I'll reverse what I'm doing. So like if I'm yelping at a turkey, then he gobbles, and he gobbles 2 or 3 times, and I know that he's fired up. I won't yelp at him again, like Brock said, and then I will make him gobble, and I may throw a quick little yelp every time. If he gobbles, then I might yelp at him a little bit, just to let him know that I'm still over there. But I'm not going to continue to yelp at him. I'm gonna wait until he gobbles, and then I'll yelp. And then a lot of times you can kind of track where that turkey's at as he's coming in. If he's fired up. If he's fired up and he's wanting to gobble, he could gobble 5 times in 15 seconds all the way in.
He knows where you're at.
Yeah.
He knows the tree you're sitting on. Like he knows. I mean, he'd be 300 yards away.
Yeah.
He knows you. Right. I mean, within 20 yards. I mean, just. Mm-hmm. Their ability to just pinpoint exactly where you're at. So a lot of times, if he does do that, and I'm in a crap situation, like, he gobbles, I might back up, 20 yards, 25 yards, or get in a better
space.
Yeah, and then he's gonna finish up right there.
Oh yeah, right where you were.
I mean, it's pretty gnarly how
It's crazy.
how intense, how
Well,
close
it says
they
living room.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He knows right where the fridge is.
More Mattisms.
But yeah, and I'm talking a little bit about decoys. Like, I won't even, if I'm hunting inside a woods, especially thicker woods, like I won't even take a decoy at all. Because if you do have that tom that hangs up, 60, 50 yards or whatever it may be, like if he sees that decoy, he's just going to stand there. He's going to strut around in circles. He may do that for half an hour and then get bored and just walk away. Mm-hmm. To where if I don't have any decoys out, it forces him to come try to find me, because
you're killing him or he's leaving you. One of the two, without a decoy.
Yep. And that's where like the scratching and that kind of stuff comes into play. The little clucks and the feeding purrs and things like that. Just some kind of realistic, like a bird that's been yelped at constantly throughout the season, especially late season. I mean, just a feeding purr and a cluck and then some scratching in the leaves can be the difference between that turkey being interested or just saying, okay, I'm just going to walk away, go somewhere else.
Realism is everything there. And not just sound like a robot, not just cluck, 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 purr, 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 yelp, 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 cut, 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 cut.
Like on schedule. He gobbles. Click, click, click.
Yeah.
Gobble. Click, click, and you just keep doing that? Come on.
Yeah.
They ain't going to do it.
They ain't dumb. Like, I mean, they got a brain this big, the size of a pea, but they ain't dumb. They're so... Yeah, they
same with geese. They're always out getting me, suckers. That's the same with goose hunting though too. I feel like it's like people aren't confident in their calling, so they'll be calling their heads off, and once the birds get to 100 yards, everybody goes quiet. Yeah. It's just like, to me, that's just like, dude, that's not realistic. These birds are on the ground fighting for whatever food. You know what I mean? Like, we got to keep some sort of at least ground chatter up just to be realistic, because we're already unrealistic when the decoys are just standing
there
in the
solid.
Same spot, not moving.
Yeah.
And you look at a real goose feed, and they're chasing each other, they're fighting, they're moving around. Especially ducks, they go nuts.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing. That's the only thing I can relate it to is waterfowl.
Yeah, realism, man. That's the biggest thing. Just being as real as you can get, inflection with your calling and all that good stuff. I mean, not just sounding like a, same note, same everything. Swapping everything and little this, little that. So
now I know that I think you had mentioned it before we started the podcast. We were talking a little bit, and I know that like a lot of my birds are still pretty grouped up. Like they're not in their winter groups yet. I mean, still, I mean, they're not in their big, large groups, but they're still in their big enough groups to make you wonder: is Ohio opening their season earlier than what they should?
Now, what's a big group? 20 birds?
Nah, 4 or 5 male birds and 10 hens.
I got you. Okay.
That's it. Right now, it's just like.
And what would a winter group be?
40, 50, 60.
I mean, it looks like a goose feed.
Yeah.
Like
they're splitting up. I mean, they're starting to split up pretty good. Like, I mean, it's all pecking order right now. So they're, you'll get
figuring it out. Who's boss? Who's not?
You're gonna have 1 or 2 toms that's kind of ruling it. Then you have like
they'll kick the others out.
Their buddies that were cool, with them all
winter,
10 months of the year, and now they're like,
we're not cool now.
What the heck, dude? I thought we were friends. Now they're all beating each other up. Hens are kind of establishing a little pecking order or whatever as well. They'll hang out all the time, but
not as aggressive.
Yeah, but then they'll start, as the season progresses, they start splitting up too as well. Then it's just a lot of single birds, or maybe get a 2-pack here and there. But I mean, I like a later date. I mean, I'm a May guy. I love May. It's green, first off,
more cover.
You can move around. Birds don't, come at 100 yards and scan the whole thing. Yep, nothing's here. I can see everything I need to see. They got to come all the way.
Yep.
On the next note, majority of your hens are already bred. So from a management standpoint, you're not killing toms, that
before they have
the chance to breed, full 100%. Hens, turkeys have a hard enough time, populating. Why do you want to shoot a tom before he's only bred half of
half of the flock?
Hen lay what? 9, 10, 12, 14 eggs, say a dozen. If you and she doesn't start laying, usually in April she'll start laying, but you shoot that tom and he only breeds and there's only 6 of them, they get laid, and then there's not another tom around the area. And if you got a lot of birds around, then it is what it is, no big deal. But in some of these areas, little pockets of birds here and there, and there's not another turkey for 10 miles. Like you're shooting yourself in the foot for future.
Right.
You think that? To me, I go to like the way birds adapt. Do you think turkeys like lose their instinct then to breed? Say you kill the only tom in the area and you leave half the hens, they don't get to do it that year.
Yeah.
Do you feel like over time, if that goes on for 20 years, say, they lose their instinct? It's just like, to me, the wild mallard population with the farm duck deal, I kind of see it as that is they're losing their instinct to do that because they're not doing it.
Right.
You think there's any of that?
Good chance. I'm not a turkey biologist.
Me either,
nothing
but
like that. But so I
just feel like if you don't do something, you're going to forget how to do
right.
it.
Maybe we'll
Yeah.
get
You know
Mike Chamberlain on the phone.
I just know. I don't even know what the percentage is of turkeys that when they lay an egg. Like what's that percentage that egg is going to last?
It's not very much. I remember reading on it. It's not very
10%,
much.
yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And so why even
Why cut it in half?
Why cut it in half?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where the reaping part comes in too, because a lot of them guys are the same guys that just go out and shoot the one tom that's got 10 hens, and there's not another one around. And then next year, the only thing that's there is 10 hens.
So you'd rather just go out and shoot your tom the last week of season if you
Dude, give
could.
me last week. Dude, later in May you get, the better it gets.
Now, how far into the summer or spring are they fired up wanting to breed? How long does that last for them?
It's good. I mean, dude, some of the best turkey hunts I've had have been it's usually I shoot my bird early on. But then I'll tag along with guys. Dude, some of the best hunts are like last day of season.
Yeah.
My buddy Hines, a couple years ago, he came over the last day. I've never met him in my life.
Yeah.
We were Snapchat buddies and stuff like that, Instagram buddies, and I hit him up, and he drove 2 hours to met up with me with turkey hunting. We had like 10 male toms gobbling.
Yeah.
And called 3 across the field. Boom, he shot it, and it was like the most erupted turkey hunt.
Yeah.
Like
It's crazy.
it was nuts, and he was just like mind blown. He was like, "This is nuts." And he kills birds all over the place.
Right.
He's a big turkey guy.
Yeah, he's
So it's just like, later in May you get them toms. They're still eager to breed. The hens are already on their nest, so the tom ain't getting it. So he's out and about. You'll see them just running, roaming wild, and that makes for some fun.
So you think the season opened too early?
It would
Yes, I
be
would say.
yes, definitely. If we would push season back now, you're going to get a lot of pushback on
When
that.
would you open it?
1st of May
1st of May.
on a Monday.
And when would you close it? On a Monday.
Yeah, on a Monday.
On a
for
Monday,
sure.
Everybody's
dude.
at
That's
work.
Saturday, Sunday crap. Well, it used to be Monday start.
Oh, yeah.
Till about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
Turned to Saturday and Sunday, and that birds get just rocked.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got you got
like
100
opening day waterfowl
Yeah,
season.
you have
It's
100.
freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, you might not be 100% turkey hunters are out, but you got 80%. You know, if you're a turkey hunter, you're out probably in Ohio. Versus on a Monday, you might only have 30-40%.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, them birds they get smoked. Every block's got a hunter in it. Saturday and Sunday opener, unless it's pouring down rain. That's what I hope every
Every weekend, every
Saturday-
opening weekend is
every
just
Saturday
pouring
and Sunday
down
it's pouring
rain.
down rain. 'Cause I'll keep them out. But no, I mean that's I wish it was like just a May season, just May
Just
dates.
all May.
Yeah, it'd be kind of
That's
cool.
all
to
you
kill bird.
need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't take you much more than that. Shouldn't.
Well, not
I
everyone's
mean,
as good as you.
No, I know. No, I mean, you can
I'm
get.
still using ground blinds and decoys.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I ain't saying I'm good or not, but I ain't saying that. I mean, 4 weeks to kill a bird, like, should be able to do it. I mean, maybe not.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If you ain't got birds in the area, drive and go find some.
So how long's their rut or whatever you want to call it? What was it? Is there a name for it?
The strut.
The strut. How long does their strut last?
I don't know what that ain't.
I'm just kind of curious.
It can. I think it can vary. I think it'll start. You know,
when they're breeding and stuff like that.
Yeah. They'll start early.
last 3
April.
months or-
They'll start getting into their
Not that long.
Month
their
and a half.
breeding.
Mid-March to mid-March, April,
Yeah.
into May. I mean, the bulk of the breeding is going to be April
Yeah.
with them hens. I mean, that's going to be.
What's the
I mean,
latest the hen will lay an egg? Middle May.
They're on a cycle, so like they'll lay like 1 egg a day for till they're all out. So 12 days.
No, that's it.
Yeah. And then unless it gets ramsacked or something like that by a raccoon.
Will she re-nest?
That I don't know.
If it's
Yeah.
if it's
If it's
early
early
enough,
enough, it will, yeah.
If they're early enough, they'll re-nest.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just like, yeah, why push it?
Yeah.
Let them all. If it's April, if it's 2 weeks, let her drop all 12 eggs.
Yeah.
Not messing with her.
I mean, if
not
you're
busting her
truly for the sport,
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
this is how you would do it.
Yep. And like I said, everybody drives around early on. And they see all these big flocks. Oh, there's 30 turkeys on this property. Well,
They get fired up.
they get all fired up.
Now.
They
I want to kill them right now.
It's March. It's March. It's like you dumb. Yeah. Why? You're like, we want to start it 2 weeks earlier. It's stupid. Like, push it later. Kill them.
Yes.
You're gonna kill them. You're gonna kill it, and it's gonna be better hunting.
Right.
They're gonna be more they gobble just as hard in May 15th as they do April 15th.
Yeah. Yeah. People need education.
Yeah, and that's all
on
it is.
hunting and what they are hunting.
Right.
They need education on what they're hunting and the habitat and how it affects birds and all this stuff. Because I had the discussion with a DNR guy, just a few weeks ago. They were doing the webinar meeting, and he's like, "Hey, just want to let you know this is going on." And I was like, "I'm not going to be a part of it. Why not?" I was like, "We need an education webinar before we decide when we're going to have season dates." Because when I see people on Facebook saying, "Man, it's February 26th and there's ducks everywhere and they finally made it down here." It's like, no, they're on their way north. Like, it's been 50 degrees for the last 2 weeks. Like, you think they're migrating south? No. Like, dude, like, come on. Like, we need to open season all the way to the end of February.
No.
You got to understand,
But
we
why,
need,
though? That's the thing. Like, why? Just so you can kill more birds? So you have
because
nothing to hunt in 10 years?
Because they think that's when the birds are here, but they don't realize migration pattern. Like I told him, I said, we need to educate people on fall and spring migration when it happens, habitat, and hunting pressure.
I was gonna say hunting pressure is the biggest thing. I mean, I got ducks landing in my pond right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they weren't there during hunting season. Like,
But yeah, because
there's no pressure right now.
right.
Yeah.
And
That's why they're here.
I told him, I was like, we need that. And I generally was just like, is there a way that we can have this as you have to do this before you can vote on season dates?
Yeah.
Right.
He says, unfortunately, no, because it's government and it's everybody gets a vote.
Yep.
You bought your stamp, you get the vote. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but I still feel like that discussion still needs to be had.
People just need to get educated. Just people need to say it.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah. Yep.
And I do my best on Facebook to tell them, like, look, this is what's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
And a couple years back,
I don't know.
Ohio went from a 2-bird state to a 1-bird state.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of people that were pissed off about that. But
Why?
it's the best freaking thing that's happened for us.
You want to go shoot another bird? Go to another state.
Yeah. Just because, and that was the
Would you
biggest
rather have
thing.
that or have 2 birds for another 10 years and then we just shut it down
Exactly.
for 20
That's,
years?
that's the biggest
what
thing.
What do you want to do?
Just even when we had 2 birds, like I never killed more than 1 bird. My family members and everybody was able to get a bird, but nobody killed more than 1 across different properties.
Yeah.
But it's like just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right.
If you're able to kill that many, unless you have like an ungodly amount of turkeys to where
Right.
it's just getting to the point to where there's too many turkeys. That's one thing.
Oh, that's a good problem to have.
It is, but like it's just like
I'd rather have too many turkeys.
if you've only got let's say 5 toms and within a 10-mile radius and you're killing 2 birds a year, what are you going to do in 2-3 years from now when you have nothing to hunt?
This brings up a quote that I heard, and I can't remember where I heard it, but regulate yourself or the government will come regulate you.
Yes. Yeah.
Regulate your hunting and the way you're hunting, how you're doing things, what you're taking off the land.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or the government will come in and tell you what you're going to take.
Yep.
Well, and the thing is too, like for us, for example, like we've got a couple really good spots, and then they hold a ton of birds. Like last year when Braley killed her bird, opening day of youth season, there were 6 strutters that came in, and she killed hers, and then it was the coolest thing ever because then we got to watch these 5 long bears just absolutely destroy the decoy. But we do a good job of making sure that we're not killing too many birds on the same property.
Well, a lot of times, so like in that case there, A lot of people would be like, "Oh, dude, we got 6 birds. I'm taking
Yeah.
3 buddies, or taking 2 buddies
Yeah.
with me.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
wipe
shoot.
them all
We're
out."
gonna shoot a triple on, you know, just so they can throw it up on Instagram, like, "Oh, we're
what?
the best." And then,
Spot dries
but
up.
but yeah, so you got 3. You still got 3 left.
You're
and
the
then,
best
and
for a
then,
year. Now you have nothing to hunt.
Yeah, you got 3 left, and the neighbors kill the other 2. And now
Yeah.
you only got 1. Now what? Like,
And-
awesome.
Yeah, and that's
The whole
another
spot,
thing.
the whole
Good for
area
you, bud.
screwed.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, and
Way
that's
to go,
another
guy.
thing. It's not like these are waterfowl that are coming from
Right.
different locations, right? These are
Right.
the same birds. So if you're hunting one property and you got another guy hunting the property right next to it, and you got another guy hunting the property behind it, like you're all hunting the same birds.
birds, yep.
So if you kill 2 birds and then they kill 2 birds and then guy back here may kill 1 bird, like you've just killed 5 birds in one season.
Right.
Yep.
And of the same area, and it's not like they're spread out miles apart. Like you're talking like chunks of larger areas, but it's not like
Think about it
there's
like hunting deer, and you're gonna have all your buddies come shoot all your bucks off your property.
No.
Exactly. But you're gonna do it with the turkeys.
right. Yeah.
No.
Me and Jake
And-
had this discussion earlier this morning. You know, I was like, how far do you think? Like, say your baddest Tom of the group
Mm-hmm.
pushes the weakest 2 out. How far will they go till they find something else in their own
It's
area?
all depending on territory. I mean, I've got some properties like they'll travel a little bit. It's a lot of creek systems and everything, so we'll get on that system and just
Keep going.
just go. Yeah,
Go on the
'Cause
highway.
I got home farm, so it's out in the middle of nowhere. Little 15-acre woodlot. There ain't a bird nowhere, and there's birds there. We don't hunt them. We don't do nothing with them because I mean they're they're out in the middle. It's like, what are they doing here? Like they fell out of the sky, but like they came from like the closest known range, like
Yeah.
is not. I mean, it's like 10, 15 miles away.
So they had to travel 10, 15 miles.
Yeah, and it's all creek system, same creek system that goes through. Unless somebody that I don't know of like raised birds and released them, but
Yeah.
not around Farmville. Like all the farmers kill every turkey that you can get or whatever. So at least my dad's like that. But
Yeah.
like, Dad we ain't got birds around to do that, so you got to worry about it. So.
Yeah, we've got a big flock over by us that it's part of the flock is the flock that we hunt. And when they grew up in the wintertime, like there's 40, 50 birds and everybody knows it. Everybody can see them. They hang out right off of a main state route. Like everybody knows that they're there. And then they split up and they'll go. I mean, when they're a big group in the middle, like we'll have a group that'll go off to the east, and then we have a group that'll go off to the west, and then that group that broke off in the main group will then break up again, and they'll continue further east, and then I mean they travel a couple. I mean, I would say up to 10 miles just breaking up.
Yeah. I was just kind of curious how that.
It's all habitat too. You know, they're going to be birds are going to utilize a certain habitat, certain area, certain property. I mean, it might be on the same system or same general area, but they prefer one spot. You know, it's diverse, got water, bigger trees, covered, all that stuff. They're gonna seek that out. Once they get there, then that's where they're gonna call home. A lot of times they don't like leaving. Obviously, they don't like leaving good spots to
Leaving their
a crap
habitat.
spot.
Yeah, and that's what
They
we were
got what they
talking about.
need.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about this morning was because you had asked me something along the lines of, will turkeys go to the same place every year? And
They usually don't leave.
and they know that, and then and the hens are looking for specific areas to nest,
Yeah.
specific habitats. The toms I could be way off, but I don't think the toms give a shit where they go. Like they're just going to follow the hens until they find that location.
They just wanna go where they're
Once
the boss and-
yeah, it's like the hen knows where she wants to go to nest. The gobbler knows where she's going or has an idea of the habitat. Like he's not going to go somewhere that he's going to be in danger.
Yeah.
But he may not say, okay, this time of year I'm going to this location. Like if his hen takes him off to this location,
That's where he's going.
That's where he's going. If she wants to go nest in this location, that's where he's going. And then once they find that, until they're uprooted by a big amount of pressure or predators or whatever, if that hen doesn't feel like she's safe nesting there anymore, then she will move on to a different nesting area. And that's why providing the habitat and letting turkeys live in the habitat that they feel safe in is what is going to increase our bird population. If they're getting to locations to where they know that they're safe and they can go there and be safe, and hunters, which is their number one predator outside of coons and possums eating eggs and stuff, but if we're allowing them to increased numbers,
be as successful as they can be.
yes, then they'll continue to return. And then and for us, that allows us to have birds to hunt every year as long as we're not overdoing what we could. You know,
to be smart about it.
yeah, even if we've got like I know for right now, like for a fact right now, I've got at least 5 or 6 turkeys on this farm, longbeards.
Yeah.
I'm not going to kill but maybe 2 of them. And it's going to be my daughter's going to kill one and my dad might kill another or my wife or whatever. But for me, like I can go somewhere that's more challenging and try to kill a bird on a more challenging property to where
Right.
I don't necessarily feel like I want to go to, I'm not going to say an easy because turkeys can do whatever that is they want. But
I'm going to go the funnest hunt.
yeah.
Like, I got a lot of ground. I got a lot of birds that I got access to because, like I said, door knock and acquire permission. I'm not going to go to the easiest hunt. I'm going to go to the one that's going to be the funnest. You got one. You get a hunt one. You get to kill one bird in Ohio. So why
Most
just
challenging, most
Yeah,
fun.
go to the fun one. Like if it takes me 2 days, 3 days, whatever, then so be it. 4 days, however long it takes.
If you got a back
I'm
pedal,
gonna
go to the easy spot,
I'm gonna
set
go
up
to-
your ground blind
yeah.
and decoy at the last day of season.
I'm
going the fun one.
I've got this turkey that has whooped my butt the last 3 or 4 years. That's the bird I want to kill.
Yeah.
And we actually almost
He's gonna look like that too. You got 2-inch hooks on him.
yeah,
Right?
and he's the only one that roosts on this property, and then he's got maybe 1 or 2 hens with him. But he's so hard to get to. That's what makes him so hard to hunt. But he's been around the block a few times. Like he knows, like we were talking about earlier with the experienced birds and the calling and things like that. Because if you don't do the right things, he will shut up and walk away. Like he just because he roosts on the property that is on a ridge, and then it goes back onto prairie ground that nobody can hunt, and then it goes back into another ridge where they usually hang out in the wintertime. And you can't get to him because of where he roosts at. So he could fly down, just walk that ridge, and you'll never see him again. And my dad missed him last year. And, that's the bird I want to kill.
How old do you think he is?
I've hunted him the last 3 or 4 years. So
How old? Like, what's a turkey's age? Like, how long do they live?
a lot of 2-year-olds get
I don't
killed.
care, man. I'll shoot a 2-year-old
if you don't kill it.
I don't know.
in the wild.
10, 20 years?
I don't know.
No.
10 years?
I doubt it.
Really?
I bet.
Here, I'm going to look it up real quick while we're doing
I'm
this.
gonna guess 5.
They
It's
live a short life.
I bet the average is like 4 years, like max. Not max, but like an all around.
If you don't
average,
kill
if
it.
that. No, if you don't kill it,
That's what I'm saying.
7.
Like, what's their lifespan?
The average lifespan of a wild turkey is typically 2 to 3 years, but can be longer with some individuals living up to 10 years.
Jake, your turkey's about dead on its own without you killing it. You need to go kill
A
some.
lot of birds get smoked. Then 2-year-olds.
The 2-year-olds are crazy.
love a
2-year-olds
2-year-old.
are normally the ones that are going to come in raging, gobbling their heads off.
Yeah, it's your horny teenager.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
They're
You know,
20-year-olds.
yeah, they got the inch and a half spurs, and they're overgrown the bump, and their beards are getting longer. Now they're getting all fired up, but we've got some properties to where we have this is going to bring us into our next topic, and that's the shooting of jakes. So before Brock, before you take off with yours, I'm just going to say that I think there is a time and a place for shooting jakes. And even like for me, I'll never shoot a jake. My daughter, she will not shoot a jake anymore either because she's successfully killed 2 longbeards. Like at that point,
You've
you know,
graduated
you've
from that.
graduated. Like let's now, like if I'm taking somebody that has never shot a turkey before, that's never been turkey hunting, and they want to shoot a jake, I'm gonna let them shoot a jake. But outside of that, well, once they do kill that jake, like it's no more. That or like if you were like the youth. Like especially, and when I say never turkey hunted before, it could be a youth hunter or it could be a 35-year-old man. Like if you've never killed a bird, like I think that everybody deserves to experience the excitement of the gobbling and coming in. Because sometimes, especially if you get like I call them super jakes, but they can typically sound like a mature turkey. And you get that experience of them coming in, and then to say, no, you can't kill that bird because he's a jake. Like I would never do that to a new hunter. Like I don't want to do
be
that.
a letdown.
Yeah, just let him shoot it. And the youth, like if my son, he's 5, and Jake comes in this year, he's blasting him.
Yeah.
So, but outside
we'll
of that,
see about
I don't.
that.
Yeah,
Where's
he
my
might-
donuts?
dude?
Tell that story.
Okay, so before Brock gets into his Jake situations, last year I took my 5-year-old, which he would have been 4 at the time that he hunted this because his birthday is May 4th. So he would have been 4 at the time that he could have killed this turkey. And if anybody follows me on Instagram or social media, I just posted a video clip of this turkey that he was walking across a green field and he was strutting. This was the bird, and he gobbled across the field, and we had 3 or 4 others gobbling in the woods to our left, probably 80 yards. And this turkey had shown up out of nowhere, and he gobbled, strut, he spun, danced all the way across this field, and he got into the decoys, and my daughter shoots a 410, and she's got a red dot on there.
Yep.
And so that's the gun that he was using. We weren't using a blind, anything like that. I mean, we were in the open. I made like a little makeshift blind, and this turkey comes in, and he's at 20 yards, like perfect. And I cocked the hammer back on the 410. And Bryson can shoot the gun. Like he's had plenty of practice. Like I'm confident that he's going to kill this turkey if he gets the opportunity. And this turkey he's in the decoys. And I'm like, I said, Bryson, okay, shoot him. Put it on his head and shoot him. Okay. I said, okay, shoot him. He's just moving his head up and down. And the turkey just like pops out of strut and just kind of casually walks into the woods. And I was like, dude, what is going on? He goes, he wouldn't stop. I'm like, oh gosh. I'm like, it didn't even dawn on me to like stop this turkey. Yeah. And because when Bryson's practicing, he's practicing on a non-moving part. Yeah. It didn't even. But then he looked at me and he goes, "Can I have my donuts now?" I'm like, you just had what so many people want to happen to you, and all you can think about is your donuts. I was just like, oh man. So, yeah. But so what? Okay. So what's your stance on killing Jakes?
Yeah, new guys, older, young, first timers, or a kid going out. I mean, mow them over. Try to take them.
Get that fire started.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, like you said, I'm not gonna. Like I said, this weekend I got my 2 little cousins going out. The one's it's his first time ever turkey hunting, so he's about to be. His world's about to get woke up.
Has no idea he's about to get into.
Yeah, he's gonna crap himself here in about 24 hours or less than that. His older brother, last year he shot a tom. Year before that he shot a Jake. That was his first bird. And yeah, I mean, if they want to shoot a Jake, they're 4th, 5th, 6th graders, like mow them over.
Yep.
Like now, me? No, not even thinking about it.
Right.
Knowingly thinking about it. I've shot 2 Jakes in my time. One early on, and then one I thought he just like. He popped over like he was down, gobbled hard, coming up over a hill, and he periscoped, and then I shot him before I could actually identify that he was Jake, and I did. I'm like, God dang it.
Yeah, I did.
It is what it is. But try to not, knowingly only shoot toms or whatever now. But I mean, they're not super big breeders. The majority of your breeding is going to be done by your dominant birds.
Right.
Not that they can't breed, they just typically don't, unless they're the only one around. Even at that, I don't know the percentage, but it can't be very high of the breeding. Like they're not mature enough to do it. So yeah, you're not gonna impact it a whole lot. But yeah, I'm a situational Jake shooter. For the certain right person or whatever.
Right.
So
But I think the reward of turning that person on,
Yeah.
and the conservation efforts that they go through as a hunter,
Yeah.
is more impactful than the risk of shooting that Jake and the impact there.
Right.
Yep.
Well, like in some of my properties, like I've got like multiple Jakes, and luckily I have enough Longbeards to offset that. But if you don't, like if you've got one Longbeard and you've got a number of Jakes, like as soon as a Longbeard sees a Jake, gone.
Yeah.
So those are the birds that like a Jake decoy. Like this bird could pop out in this field and strut. And we were just talking about this the other day. Like pop out and see this Jake decoy.
Yeah.
Instantly pop out of strut, flap his wings, and then just gone the other way.
Sure.
Because they will beat the snot out of them.
Yeah.
Jakes will beat the snot out of the Longbeards.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll get a little group of 2 or 3, 4 Jakes. Oh yeah, they'll.
Oh yeah.
They'll,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh yeah. They'll beat the snot out of a Longbeard.
Them little gobblers are old pansies.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with that. I watched it today. There was 2 big toms strutting, and then one other just random mature tom and then he was getting chased around, beat up by four jakes, whatever. So
Yeah, those are the situations.
we'll probably
where
go kill that Tom tomorrow morning. I bet he's gonna be dead tomorrow.
I'm not a Jake
That single
shooter.
Tom, he's well, you're suffering, bud.
I'm not a Jake shooter, but there have been plenty of times to where I thought to myself, like, I could probably kill that one of them Jakes and be just fine with it, just because he did. And they may not even gobble coming in either. Sometimes they'll just sneak in with the hens. And if you've got a long beard that's out there gobbling coming across the field, and you're like, okay, this is about to happen.
Yeah.
And then those Jakes show up, and then he's like, I'm like, I'm about to shoot one of these suckers.
There's no sound in the woods like a group of 8 or 10 of them little suckers.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All the one time.
going nuts.
Oh,
Yeah. And normally you can tell the difference between a Jake
Well, it sounds
gobble
like
and a
it's
long
like
beard.
It's like a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or a man, you
Yeah.
know, or
Right.
Yeah. But I have killed one that, like your story, like,
Yeah.
I mean, this sucker gobbled like a long beard, and he came up through this grass, and he wasn't strutting or anything. Obviously, I would have known at that point.
Right.
And he wasn't strutting, but he was just gobbling nonstop coming up over this hill. And then I had saw his beard, but he had a beard this big.
Yeah.
And I had only saw this portion of it. So I'm like, okay,
Right.
there's a beard. I'm shooting. This has got to be a full-size gobbler. And I shoot it, and then as soon as I see it flopping around, then I see its tail fan, and I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me.
Dang it.
It is what it is. Like
Yeah.
you got to be happy with it if you do. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. I'm not taking nothing away from a Jake or nothing like that. But I'm just going to be shooting.
Yeah.
I'll
No,
shoot.
like the
I'm shooting
experience?
times, whatever. Yeah. Even if I'm out.
Experience?
If I'm out of state, like do your part and
Yeah.
shoot mature birds.
Yeah. And that's
Unless
the
you're
thing
new.
for me. Like,
Unless you're a kid.
even though I shot the
Stack
Jake,
them up.
Stack 'em up.
I still
Line them up.
thoroughly enjoyed the hunt. I enjoyed the
yeah.
experience. Like, that's what I went out there to do. But the other part of me being that I want the population to be able to maintain, increase. That's the part to me is like, crap. Like, I just did what I would never want to do. You
Yes.
know what I mean? As a not just a hunter, but as an outdoorsman.
Right.
You know, that's just something that we as outdoorsmen have to take into our own hands and understand, like we talked about earlier. Like, I mean, you have to be willing to sacrifice pulling that trigger to increase your odds or the population for the coming years.
Right.
And so, but
Just go hunt spots where there's known toms at.
Yeah.
You ain't got to worry about it.
all right, so we're going to get into our last little topic here, and this is going to be story time. Okay,
Yeah.
so
We'll do story time, then we'll do a sound file of this pot call.
Yeah, yep, we can
Let
do that.
Brock run it.
Let's go
Yeah.
close up to it.
Yeah,
Hopefully
we
sound good.
can actually let's do this. Let's talk about the stories, and then we'll talk about the pot call, and then Brock can start running it, and then toward the end of him running it is when we'll fade out the video, and that'll just be it.
All right.
Like, see you later. We'll call our way out of here.
See you later.
All right. So, if when I talked earlier, I told you about the be thinking about your favorite hunt.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
but
hard.
if you don't have just one favorite, then feel free to share another one.
Yeah, I'll share 2 of them.
Okay.
All right.
And then we can go over Matt's favorite
Bonus content.
turkey stories.
Yeah, I mean they're recent ones. So I mean every turkey hunt is my favorite turkey hunt. They're all awesome, but definitely top of the line favorite one was from last year. Both of them were from last year. They're both sweet. So the one was in Kansas. Me and my grandpa went out. Grandpa's 80. Went out there. Got buddies out there. They got outfit and stuff like that out there. They invited me and my grandpa out to kill some Rios or whatever. And like I said, grandpa's 80. He doesn't get a hunt. He doesn't go on trips and do all that kind of stuff. He always goes down to Southeast Ohio. He's killed a handful of birds down there or whatever. But yeah, so we got to go down there. We got to drive out to Kansas. 12-hour drive out there. And both of us, we shot Rios out of the same field or whatever. Not 1, 2, 3, bang, bang. But, Grandpa shot one, and then another one started firing off, and he showed back up here. Or he showed up, 20 minutes later, and I shot him. So that was, detailed-wise, there wasn't, like, much, crazy tactic or nothing like that. It was pretty straightforward, but just the memory of that, driving out there with them and sharing that's gonna be a tough one to beat. And then take a sip here with my whistle.
The old ghost.
The other one was with my buddy Ben. He's gone turkey hunt twice. I've taken him. He's killed birds both times, back-to-back years. This last year, though, was sweet. It was probably one of my favorite. I was calling. He was in Indiana, already tagged out. I shot one opening day over there. So this is like the weekend. He was able to get out there. He went out roosting the night before, didn't hear nothing, and I said, "Well, it's all right. There's birds here. We'll try to, hoot them up in the morning and make a move, run a gun." And so we get back to this big high ridge, and I hoot down, and it's like, gobbling time, and nothing. Like, what the heck? Out hooted again. Finally heard it wasn't like a full gobble, but like you just hear like that pitch, like, oh, I know that was a bird.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't hear nothing. I'm like, let's go. And it's like cracking light, and we got to like run down this hill, run across this wide open field. And he deer hunts his property. I was out there with him previous and kind of helped scout around, so I kind of like knew the layout of it a little bit. And so we're like sprinting across this wide open field, to get across before the birds see us, before it gets too light out. And get up there. I'm like, all right, slip up the side. I'm like, there's like a little real thick, nasty like edge. I was like, get up there, and I'm gonna hit back here behind about 10, 15 yards behind you here. And at this time, there's three gobblers. They're all just hammering pretty good. I started in, talking to them or whatever a little bit, and they fly down. I do a fly down cackle, and it's like this drop off the backside. And so Ben, he's facing up to the left or whatever, and he's like too far in front of me. And I'm like trying to like do the, hey, like turn, second time hunting whatever turkeys. I'm like, get, move your gun. You got to get over this way. Like you can heard him fly down, and I'm like sitting back behind, like down off the little roll there, and I'll hear him spitting and drumming. Like he's like 40 yards to my right. And if I had a gun, boom, could have shot him. Well, bird's over here, Ben's facing this way. And I'm like,
turn around.
And we don't have no decoy or nothing like that. So I'm like, oh, great. And this bird was wanting to go all the way back around behind, drop down behind. And so I'm like, well, so I took my vest off, and we had enough brush, like undergrowth. It was early season still. There was enough like under stuff that I just crawled. I'm like belly crawling, army crawling, like to the left of me, to try to pull that bird back across. Ben's still sitting up there. I'm like, just stay right there. Just don't move, kind of a thing. Like keep your gun pointed. Like
so he knows the bird's there.
Oh yeah, he's at this point he's over there just.
Oh okay, I got you.
He's hammering or whatever. So I'm like crawling, and it just rained all night. It's soaking wet, and I'm just like doing all this, a little tiny little, just sound like a hen clucking and purring and whistling. And if he's like, hey, just doing all the little on the back, whatever. He's like, I didn't know what you were doing, but he started pulling the turkey. And as I was going, I just kept on, trying to pull that bird all the way up. And then I was like crawling underneath the logs and stuff. And like I said, we had enough cover that I could get away with all this stuff. Yeah. And this bird was just like loving it. And he finally, just J hooked all the way up, and I was like acting like I was coming up, like a hen coming up out of this thicket. Pulled that bird right in front of him, like 10 yards. Boom! 12 gauge, 3.5 inch TSS, right to the head, right there.
From 10 yards.
Oh, it was like 10, 15. I mean, right there. And it was sweet. It was just like had to do some out of the normal stuff there. I was soaked, muddy, nasty, but it was.
Paid off, yeah.
It was awesome. That cigar tasted pretty good after that one.
I bet it did.
Yeah.
You cigar guy after you kill one?
Absolutely. It's the only time I smoke them, but them backwoods honeys. That's
backwoods honeys are the
that's the good one. It looks like a joint, but
it does.
It's like the old paper stuff.
First time ever. This is completely unrelated to turkeys, but first time I ever tried one of those. I was at a buddy's house, and we were drinking some beers, and we were playing some cornhole, and he says, here, you want one of these? Of course, it wasn't in the package. He's like, here, you want one of these? I'm like, absolutely not.
Like, no, I have
I
a
get
job.
drug tested at work.
Yeah.
I'll send Snapchats. People think I'm smoking a doobie. But, nah, just that honey. But it's funny. No, I mean, they're not good at all, but it's just part of it. You got to burn one. You got to burn one with them. They taste pretty good at 7 a.m.
Oh, yeah. That's when they taste the best, right?
Yeah, dude, burn through
Because
them.
of what just happened.
Shoot so many of them, then you start to get addicted to them things. But it's a good problem to have. That's some pilgrim stuff there. So, oh yeah, that's a new. You need to make a shirt, pilgrim.
Pilgrim.
Just you should do that and then like have a turkey and then like
Yeah, dude.
smoke in a backwoods.
Yeah, that's a pilgrim.
Dude,
stuff.
that'd be sweet.
That's some pilgrim stuff right there. That's some turkey stuff.
That would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Have a turkey leaning against a tree smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
Hey, that'd be legit.
That would be kind of
New
cool.
That would be cool. All right, well, pick the
So,
sucker up. Let's hear it.
Yeah, Brock's going to
man.
play this full acrylic, cast acrylic pot call.
How close I got to get to this thing?
Just a
Hey,
few
actually,
inches.
you can since you're until you're talking
You
again,
can
you
move-
can move this down. So just like there you go. Just loosen that, bend it down. There you go.
Tell them what you're playing and then play it. And
You can pull that bar down too if you wanted to get.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right down here.
There you go.
yo.
Get down here close to it now. That ain't gonna work here.
That ain't going to work.
Here, let's do this. Can you?
Talking to yours.
Oh.
Yeah. So talk into mine and then slide your.
Oh, golly.
Electronics.
Electronics here.
Let's move this
Electrocuted.
over, and then I'll move this. Maybe. There we go.
Technical difficulty.
Man, this is really high tech.
Yeah.
2 mics running on this sucker?
Yeah. So this is the slate here. Yeah. There you go.
Yep, slate, cast acrylic pot call, slate over glass. You've got the borewood striker, which is basically similar to diamond wood, flared tip, and acrylic topper on the striker.
There you go.
Yahtzee.
And it looks legit, which is pretty slick design here. I don't know. It's the first time I've seen it in person, and it's classy.
Yeah, Brock's played some of the very early first prototypes he's played. This is the first time he's seen anything what would be sold.
finished product in hand.
So
Yeah, this is I mean, it's like I said, it's like the standard. I mean, the new standard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's legit. I mean, yeah, obviously a $30 call, can make it happen, but it's just you want a Lamborghini, you want a Honda Civic. I mean, that's the comparison here.
And this is one that's going to last
Yeah.
you as
Oh,
long
yeah.
as you want it to. I mean, your acrylic duck and goose calls will last forever as long as you don't freaking smash them in the bottom of the boat or something. That's the same with this.
Yeah, I'm just checking out all the fine little details.
This is a lifetime product, really.
Yeah.
But
So let's see if it sounds all right. It's just your cutting. Sound good on there?
yeah, it's loud. Sounds good though.
So you get your little skips in there. It's got that nice little two-tone that high. It's easy to break. I mean, every pot call is going to do that, but it just
As long as it's tuned right.
yeah, if it's tuned right, but it
Built right.
Yeah, it just rolls with ease. Like it don't take skill
Yeah.
to run this.
Kind of what I have told people is like the range from high to low seems more greater
Yeah.
than a normal pot.
Well, that acrylic, I feel like I don't know what it does.
It's just yeah.
Or like versus like wood. Wood's gonna absorb sound, and it just
Right.
sounds different.
This just sends it.
especially in person or whatever. Yeah. Obviously, you go out towards the edge, it's gonna be higher. Down towards the middle, it's gonna be duller,
Right.
raspier.
Mhm.
So there's that fine line in the middle of it, though. But I mean, it sounds pretty darn
Where's that
good.
bird at?
Yeah.
Someone is calling me. Don't they know I'm
And
on-
we're back.
Someone's calling me. Don't they know I'm in the middle of an important show here?
Yeah, but I mean, just the layout of it. The glass or the crystal runs just as well. I'm a slate guy more times than anything.
Yeah.
But the slate though, it's louder than
Probably any slate you've played.
yeah. Well, or definitely it's louder than the slate. But I mean, some of the crystals like I
Yeah.
ran or the glass I got
Yeah.
already. It's got just a ping to it. I mean, it's. Let me go closer. Yeah, it's just got that ping, just a different ping.
Yeah.
And it just slides over. Yeah, dude,
It's money.
That's legit, man.
Yeah.
That's freaking legit. That ain't just a home run there. That's That's a grand slam of the World Series. I mean, that's
I'm pretty excited about it.
yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
There are a lot of, I mean, just all the details to it. I mean, it's just a classy, sounding, durable.
And there is on the striker, there is a spot where you could potentially put it on like a lanyard or something to hold it around
gotcha.
your neck.
Yeah, yeah.
Something to church it up a bit.
Spit there, yeah.
And we will have standalone strikers as well on the website. When these drop, we should have some extra strikers too, a different variant of a striker that you can purchase too if you're like a striker guy where you like having half dozen strikers or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not different sound.
that's
Every striker different sound, different friction it'll produce, just all of that. You know what I mean? So
That all
different
changes.
weight, different.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it's just gotta.
Yeah, when we were at the show, people were like, "Oh, cool, acrylic." I was like, "Here, feel this."
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh wow, that feels like
there's something there.
Yeah.
it feels like I don't even know.
It's just
It just feels like good, like quality, like
Yeah.
it's just dense. Like it feels doesn't feel cheap
It
or
didn't feel like it's $20.
it feels like it's
Exactly.
built to last. It's built to hunt.
built to hunt.
Built to hunt.
Yep, that's my new slogan.
I like that.
So
Yeah, I mean, I'll mess around with it even more
yeah,
at home, especially like out in here. You get a little pingy and stuff bouncing off the
concrete and metal.
metal.
And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The
out,
echo.
out in the woods or whatever. That's gonna,
They'll change it.
yeah, that'd be sweet. I'm pumped for that.
Yeah.
Brock's gonna take one home and
Yeah.
kill a turkey with it tomorrow.
Probably so.
Probably so.
Real high chance. We'll see. We'll see. It's always iffy. With I'm taking, like I said, I got two little cousins or whatever. So the one, they're brothers.
Okay.
And so like I said, the last couple years I've taken the older one.
Yeah.
So the younger one now, he's old enough.
How old?
I think he's 4th or 5th grade.
Okay.
I know the oldest one's 6th grade.
Okay.
I think that's how old Braley was when she killed
Yeah.
her first bird.
Yeah. So the younger one, he's ready to go, skipping out on a birthday party.
Oh, boy.
To go turkey hunting.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
that's what his mom told me. I was
I
like,
would always
oh,
do that.
man. I'm like, it's in him. It's in him. So now the pressure's on. So, but I'm gonna take both of them out with me, so that way, the older one's not, missing out on
Right.
it.
Yeah.
I think the weather's gonna be nice too.
Yeah,
for
It is.
It's
It
gonna
is
be-
for a
gonna be
good
nice.
Yeah,
youth
gonna be-
opener, honestly.
yeah.
I think it's gonna be a
It is.
little bit warmer
Yep.
and no rain.
Yep.
It's gonna be a little bit nicer.
So we've got them. We got a couple lined up. Like I said, being obviously none of the birds been messed with, whatever yet.
Yeah.
So, we said Trev, he's gonna be out tagging along, filming a little bit, see if we can't drop a little footage or whatever. And
Trevor will be.
yeah, getting him
Picking up
out.
a camera?
Yeah, he's like, I gotta come over and you got to learn me how to. I'm like, okay,
He's gonna be running yours.
yeah. So we're gonna.
Oh,
All you can do
no.
is set it up and
Yeah.
hit this button and
Well, I mean, a lot of it's just the manual focus and just hope to God.
That's
that
hard.
Just run, yeah. But I got that monitor up on top that kind of
Yeah.
helps out a little bit. But like when you're turkey hunting without running that, if you're in the woods or anything like that, turkey's behind a bunch of, it doesn't, it don't pick up. It picks up on all the foreground.
yeah, you gotta have manual.
Yeah.
And you're in any woods and
Yep.
in any hunting, you gotta
Yep.
you gotta run a manual.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that. Do a little lesson. Probably run the old. I'm just gonna run that 70 to 180 Tamron. I ain't gonna throw that big 200 to 600 on. Be like a telescope
Yeah.
out there. I mean, that'd be sweet footage, but it weighs 47 pounds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna run that. See what happens or whatever. So I'm pretty pumped. It's gonna be a fun weekend. Hopefully we kill some birds, and then like I said, regular season
I'm sure it'll be good. I mean,
starts up next week.
just knowing the work you put into the scout and into
Yeah.
the entire hunt.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be a good hunt.
Yep.
For sure.
No, the older of the two boys, we kind of run a gun a little bit. It's like he's like, I don't want to hunt out of a ground blind. I want to run a gun.
Ah,
Heck
yeah,
yeah, buddy,
attaboy.
let's go with it.
He's ready
Come
to
on.
get it.
And so yeah, he enjoys that, whatever. And he's picking up pretty good or whatever. So yeah, having his little brother, that'll be fun. He's all pumped for it too. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited. Hopefully we kill one right off the rip, and then we can swap guns. And I'm only taking one gun.
Yeah.
They're both of them. They're not. Both of them are not having
Yeah.
firearms. One youth, one gun. I mean, there's two youth, but
Yeah.
one's having the
One at a time.
one at a time. We're gonna worry about one at a time.
As the responsible person,
Yes.
it's easier
With
to
the-
keep track
Yes.
of the one gun.
And it's a 410 hinge action, single shot.
Single shot,
like,
yeah.
Gotta pull it back with the safety. So
Yeah, Stevens.
Yeah.
Stevens 301T.
Yeah.
That's what Braley shoots too in Bottomland.
I bought that thing before there was even a YouTube video.
Really?
Yeah. I was at Bass Pro Shops and I saw it there. I'm like, what's that? It's 410. I'm like, 410.
Yeah.
And I'm like, turkey. Then I looked up on YouTube. I was trying to find like videos and stuff, and there was like nothing.
Yeah.
And so I bought that, and then decked it all out, sent it off, Cerakoted it, and then dipped it and sick Optifade.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, dude. I took this $179 410, and I've got like $800 wrapped up in it. But
Those guns
it's
are
a
straight
shooter,
shooters, man.
Yeah,
They are.
I shoot Apex Ninjas out of it. Yeah, we've killed a couple birds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's killed. I don't know how many birds. Half a dozen, maybe a couple more.
Those
more
style
than
guns
that.
are fun. Just
Dude,
light,
it's just-
light
Yeah.
and mobile. And
Yeah, I've killed
what you
two with
want.
it myself, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 youth kills with it, and then guy out in Kansas last year shot one with it.
Yeah.
One of my buddies out there, he's like, "You got that 410 with you?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, let me use it. So he shot one with it. He's like,
Well,
"Man,
it's an
this thing is-
Optifade, so
this
it's a
thing is
killer."
awesome." Exactly, exactly.
So,
So
Oh man.
well, you ready to close this one up?
Yep, I think so. Brock, thanks for coming on, man.
yeah, no, thanks
Appreciate
for having
you.
me. Thanks for having me. I'm always down to talk turkeys. I get a little fired up a little bit with them, so
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
all about it.
We'll have you back on toward the end of the season and try to
Yeah,
get some
give a little recap or something
little
like
recap
that.
of what happened and go from there. So,
Yeah.
Matt, you got anything?
That's it. I gotta pee. Close her out.
I'm surprised you're not getting hungry yet.
I am starving. My Chipotle's already ordered.
Did you order mine? Oh, okay. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. We appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.